to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, conceal carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
Located in southern Idaho, the west end of the Magic Valley, tucked away in the war room in the high desert. Dean is back.
I'm back. I've regained my health.
He regained his health. He
Mostly.
He's still hacking a little bit. So
Right.
he promised not to hack into the microphone, but
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Better.
that's appetizing. So
Edit that out.
I think, are we on like episode 125?
Something like that. Yeah.
120.
Yeah. 125.
125.
Yeah, 125.
So it's a good day. It's beautiful weather out.
It was gorgeous today. Yeah.
We were able to get out and do some shooting.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it felt good.
If man, tomorrow's going to snow. Today was like 55.
Yeah. Yeah. It was gorgeous today.
I
If
think
I could have started my motorcycle, I would have gone for a ride.
you should have brought it over.
Right. It's got a. It's a new model, late model Indian, and it has it doesn't have a key. It starts with a proximity key fob, but the bike stopped recognizing my key fob, so I can't even start my bike now.
I think that's not Sons of Anarchy you got going on there.
Not very.
They hotwire all theirs.
Yeah.
Kickstart.
I'm totally not Sons of Anarchy.
Kickstart them or something. But
Yeah.
No, it felt good today. We got out. I actually had this guy come by. He wanted to do the shooting portion of his permit class this morning, so he came by at 9 o'clock. I thought it was going to be freezing out, and it was perfect.
Nice.
We did some shooting. And
Was it wet out? Was it muddy?
No, it
that
wasn't.
early?
It was a little wet. It wasn't horribly muddy. The range kind of is mostly dried out.
Nice.
Till tomorrow.
Yeah. Right.
But we were able to do that. Was able to get some stuff done around here. You showed up. You weren't planning on shooting, but I said, bring your stuff.
Yeah.
And, what'd you bring to shoot? You had a 1911?
I brought my 1911, my queen safe, my safe queen. My safe queen with a beautiful blue job. And it, that gun's just precious. And then I brought
Only a 1911 owner would call his gun precious. Precious.
Anyway, I also brought a 9mm that used to belong to my father, and it's an old Smith & Wesson Model 39. It's a war horse. It's just.
It was a good shoot.
It's a good shoot. My gosh, you shot it just as well as any of your modern ones.
Yeah, I looked at when I first was going to buy my first handgun. In fact, I don't even have the hat on or the sweatshirt on, but my logo somewhere. The guy's holding a handgun, and it's kind of funny because that was the first gun I was going to buy. I was actually trying to look for a Smith.
Was
it was
Smith?
Like,
yeah.
I was like a 3906 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a 39-2.
Yeah,
so it's old.
I wanted a 3906. I wanted it in that stainless with the black grip.
Yeah.
And then they had the large. That was kind of the compact, I think. And then they had the larger one, which was the 6906. I believe. Yeah. And I never could find one. They were pretty popular guns, and they never showed up. And when they did show up, I didn't have the money for it.
Oh, and they get gobbled up pretty quick.
Yeah. So my first first handgun was actually I can't remember what it was called. Something. It was a Makarov clone. It was it's called a FEG, FEG.
A what?
Yeah, FEG.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, FEG.
That's not just a nickname.
Nope. FEG PA 63, and it was chambered in 9mm
18
Makarov. Yeah, 9x18.
Yeah.
It was kind of looked like a Walther, like a PPK.
I think
it was Hungarian.
Have I seen that gun?
You probably did. I don't have it anymore. That's the one gun I've never sell guns. I traded that gun because I wanted a rifle chambered in .308. And I was dumb. I traded that gun off for this rifle, and I'm not going to trade any more guns because I got this rifle, and I was like, I'm going to refinish the stock. The guy he wanted to. I didn't see it ahead of time. Okay, it's stupid of me. Okay, I was still in my wonder years when it came to trading stuff. Yeah. And a buddy of mine was going up to Boise and was going to grab this gun and do the trade for me. I was like, oh, fantastic. See that gun case right there?
Yeah.
It actually came in that gun case,
Okay.
and I've still got the rifle.
What is it?
Like a Mossberg 308 or something.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. But I told the guy, he was, well, I'm refinishing the stock. What do you want to what color? I said, don't do it. I want to refinish it. He goes, no, I'll do it. And I said, don't do it. And he said, okay. And then he went ahead and refinished it. Well,
just did it.
It was split, and he had pinned it, and he refinished it to hide the fact that it was all split open.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyhow, he's got my gun. I got his piece of crap in my safe.
Yeah.
I've had it for years now. I've never shot it. Yeah. I need to just go buy new stock for it. But anyhow, that was my very first handgun, and I don't have it anymore. And it breaks my heart every time I think about it. It was an okay gun. I went through and I put new springs in it and all kinds of stuff. Tore it apart, rebuilt it with better springs, better. I got the gun. It's like $100 and something bucks. It was like a military surplus. It's a Hungarian, is what it is.
Top of the line for communist bloc countries.
And there you go.
Yeah.
It actually is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little gun, but. I traded it off. I wish I still had it. And then from there, I went and bought my Springfield Armory XD 9mm subcompact, and that was actually my first actual carry.
Yeah, your
carry gun.
Modern firearm.
I like that little old gun though. It was I polished that sucker up. It was nice.
Yeah.
But no more. I don't have it anymore. It's gone. So I'll never trade or sell another gun ever again.
Well, you're getting quite a collection. Yeah.
I am. So do you ever sell any of yours?
No, because they all have sentimental value for me.
Yeah, and
because of time spent with my pop and whatnot.
So I shouldn't have traded that gun. Okay, I'm gonna throw this. I'm gonna throw this story out there, and I don't have it anymore, so I don't know if any of it can be used against me. But I actually knew a guy that sold guns here in Idaho, and I picked out the gun I wanted. And between that time, I ended up moving to Oregon. And anyhow, the gun found its way up to me in Oregon.
From this guy?
From this guy.
Okay.
And that's how I acquired.
Cross state lines.
That's how I acquired the firearm. It happens. It's gone now.
Oh boy! Don't let Nancy Pelosi know. Oh boy.
Nancy Pelosi, man, I'm probably going to be. They're going to shut the podcast down now.
Oh jeez.
But I got it, and then within a few months, I actually moved back to Idaho. So it's all good. It was just
good. All right, you still had an Idaho address.
It was just Oregon. I was
protecting
myself from liberals.
Right. Oh yeah.
So
in the liberal mecca of what, Hermiston?
No. I lived over in a little town called just outside of Salem. It was called what was it called? I don't know. It's a little town outside of Salem.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly what it's called. Monmouth, I think. It was Monmouth.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it was just off the coast by about 45 miles. And
oh, boy.
Anyhow, it is what it is.
Right.
Communist, liberal, pot-raising Oregon. Hippies. So,
right.
And I'll never do that again. I don't sell anything. I just keep buying stuff.
Right.
And my wife's on board with it. She says, don't sell firearms. Just keep buying new ones.
Yeah, because who knows how long we'll get to keep them, right?
Yeah, so... We had a good time shooting out there today. We're going to jump back to it.
It felt so good to squeeze a few rounds off.
Did you like my new challenges?
It was great.
It's been a while since we shot together.
It has, yeah.
And we shot one-handed with our strong hand, one-handed with our weak hand.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I tell you, shooting with Todd, every time I shoot with you, I learn something new that I'm able to apply, and it just makes me a better marksman. So, for instance, today, I brought my 1911. I haven't shot my 1911 in probably about 2 years.
Right.
Honestly, it's been a while. So I used my revolver grip on it, which is a little different than a pistol grip. But here, Todd says right off hands, like, hey, move your thumbs this way, here, right, like this.
Yeah.
As soon as I did it, boom, my grips tightened right up, and I was back to where my baseline usually is. Which is about 3 to 4 times as big as you can shoot.
Well, 1911s, and I see it with the 1911s, and I see it a lot with the 22 like target type pistols that come in. There's just a little crap on the side of them. So sometimes it's really hard to get. It's hard to remember to get that good thumbs forward two-handed grip on it because there's all that stuff. The levers are all big. There's a safety. It seems like there's a lot of stuff in the way. But if you go ahead and make that grip work, you can, you're applying enough pressure to that one side of the gun that your group's going to tighten up. It's all about equal pressure all the way around the grip of the gun.
Right.
And getting as much as your skin, as much as your real estate against that firearm as you can so you can control and mitigate the recoil.
Right.
So you shot fine. You shot great.
I probably shot better today than I have in forever.
You came over.
Just come over, just get
It's the
into
magic.
the zen of the war room.
It is the luck of the podcast.
Right. It's gotta be.
We're coming out to St. Patrick's Day, so
Right.
it's the luck of the podcast.
The podcast.
The luck of the podcast. So no, we had a good time. Shot a couple of mine. Shot some of yours, and
Yeah. Well, now, how many times before have you ever shot a 1911?
I think yours was, but way back when was probably the first time I shot it.
Was it just mine?
I've shot a few since then, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a 1911 of my own. I've shot my buddy Norm. He helps out with the class. I've shot one of his.
Uh-huh.
I've shot his a few times. I've shot yours. I've shot a few of them. I don't have one of my own. They aren't my favorite to shoot. Why do you ask?
I love shooting my 1911. I love it. It's one of my favorite pistols. The trigger is just fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm able to hit really well with it. Even when we're doing, I've done some shoot on the move things on my own.
Right.
And the 1911, it just points exactly where I want it to. It fits me well. It's just great. I love it.
But as we've read,
Oh,
it's an outdated round.
oh my gosh, Todd!
It was in fact, it's been around long enough. It was handcrafted by God himself. That's what they will have. So they will have you one shot. You have 7
That's what he
rounds.
made on the 8th day. He made the 1911.
Made
right?
the
That's it.
1911, the
Yeah,
45 round.
and bestowed it upon Adam. All right.
So everyone thinks
And from Adam to
you
Seth,
all
and
you
from
need-
Seth to Methuselah, and from Methuselah to Noah himself. Did you know that? Did you know he had a 1911 on the ark with him right there?
Did.
Exactly. That's how he's able to get him 2 by 2. And like, no, not 3, because I've got a 1911.
That's right.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
So the 1911 shooters will have you think that 45 round. They just need one shot. That's all they need.
Oh, right.
And tell
it's
us about this article you
It's
found.
a real reputation as a one-shot killer.
One
right?
shot stopper, man stopper.
I don't know. Any round, if you're lucky enough.
You got to hit where you're aiming.
But you got to hit what you're aiming at, really.
Not just pull the trigger on a 45 round. Just because
Right.
you pulled the trigger, everything's going to fall down dead around you.
Exactly. What you sent me another article that said your 45 isn't a death ray. It was so funny. And of course, this guy's talking tongue in cheek, but it's like, it's not about how big the round is. It's about shot placement. Honestly, it really is, and you just got to practice with what you got, right? So, and this other round, the article you sent me, I'm not sure if this guy is trying to be tongue in cheek or not, but this is from a website called softrep.com. And this tool's name is Kurt T. He doesn't even put his last name on here, the tool. Anyway, he talks about how the 45 is an outdated round.
It's my pseudonym.
It's all you. Oh, excuse me. Still got the cold. Anyway, yeah, he says it was developed by John Browning in 1905, later adopted by the U.S. military because the .38 long Colt was not quite as effective. And in fact, remember, the reason they went back to originally the U.S. Army had 45 long Colt as their sidearm. And then they decided, oh no, we need something that's a little easier to shoot. So they went to the .38 Colt. And they took it over to the Philippines in a war that I don't know, an overseas contingency that they had over there. And what they were up against were these indigenous peoples that would get hopped up on a local medication. Kind of like speed.
Ibuprofen.
Something, yes. They were cooking ibuprofen out of the ferns out there and getting hopped up on it. Well, anyway, they'd get hopped up and they get a machete and they come charging after the like a suicide squad or suicide bomber type guy with a machete just running at the soldiers, and they would empty their 38s into them and they would just keep coming and they would just hack up people until they could unload enough 38s into the guys to get them to drop. Well, some of the military leaders then requested some 45 Colt to be sent to them. So then they started carrying 45 Colts. These guys would get hopped up. They'd start running at them. Boom, boom, boom. Couple rounds out of their 45 long Colts, and they would drop them a lot quicker.
You're like a walking encyclopedia. How the hell do you know this?
I used to read every single reloading manual that I could get my hands on.
And there's one that talked about native native island people
it was
hacking
in the
people up with-
Philippines. Oh yeah,
Man, if you'd have told me that was in a reloading manual, I may have cracked one open.
right. No, that's got to be from the. I really like the magazines from Wolf Publishing. It's a hand loader, rifle magazine, and there's another hunting magazine these guys put out. But it's more, instead of like most modern gun magazines, they're just advertisements. These articles that they write up on any other magazine, it's just advertising for whatever gun they're going over, or whatever round they're talking about. But in these magazines from Wolf Publishing, it's actually a pretty scientific journal where they do real empirical testing on firearms and rounds and give you good data that you can actually use. And a lot of it's history as well.
I do real empirical testing on firearms.
On the dirt out here behind you?
On the dirt.
Out here in your pit?
That's right. You'd think that'd get me to SHOT Show, but it doesn't.
No, not you, Todd, no.
So what else?
Well, anyways,
what else to
here,
say about 45 rounds? Okay.
Kurt T, the tool, says that the 45 is outdated, completely outdated round. It's just too old. It's too big. It takes up too much space in your firearm, and it's too heavy, and you can't carry enough of it. And his big thing was it was just too old. It's an old round. Well, he's advocating for the 9mm, but lo and behold, the 9mm was actually developed in 1902. The 9mm is older than the 45 ACP. It's outdated. I just don't get it.
So it was handcrafted by God. See,
right?
the 40 guys who like the 45, they even have their freaking history wrong.
It wasn't John Moses Browning.
So 9mm's been around longer, so it's better.
Been around longer, my ass. Oh my God!
You just told me it's been
It
around
was,
longer.
yeah. It was developed by Germany in 1902. A German company came up with it and started. And of course, yeah, it's been around forever. That's what the German army adopted in World War I, World War II. You think about the Luger
Hence
pistol.
my love of the H&K.
Oh my goodness,
So you didn't win on this battle.
No, I guess I got nothing.
No,
totalitarian statist, you and your statist rounds.
Your 1911 was fun to shoot.
I enjoyed
shooting it.
Holy crap, Todd! You shot it well. You shot it just as well, if not better, than any of your 9mm you're shooting. Yeah, you could have put a quarter over the hole that you made in the target.
I thank you.
I
like to shoot.
Yeah.
And just because, and it's funny because I go around and I advocate for the 9mm. I love the 9mm. It helps a lot of people who are new to shooting shoot well.
Right.
Okay. Because
exactly.
they can shoot. Nothing wrong with the 45. The only one I really have a gripe about is the 40. Okay. I hate the 40.
We know your hate of the 40.
Let's back up again. And it's not because I can't shoot the 40. I can shoot the 40 just fine.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. It's too snappy. It's too weird. It's like a weird freaking hybrid between 45 and 9mm. It's like the freaking 10mm. It's weird.
Have you ever shot a 357 SIG?
I have not.
That's got to be even weirder than a 40 for you. Holy cow.
Yeah, they're just weird.
Because that's just a 40 neck down to a 9mm.
I don't understand it. You just need to buy a 9mm and be done with it. So if we were okay, this is a great caliber debate. I know we didn't even think it was going to go this direction.
Okay.
So if someone came and got you, and they took you, they said, okay, you have your family's in this house right here. There's bad guys in there. Right. You don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 10. You don't know how many. Mm-hmm. And they walked you up there, and there's a table outside the house. And on this table, you had a 1911 loaded with one magazine loaded with 45s. So that would be how many rounds?
7 plus 1.
Okay.
Or they make 8 plus 1s.
Whatever.
So this one will probably have an 8 plus 1.
Let's say it's an 8 plus 1.
It's an 8 plus 1.
Or you have a 9mm right there, not 1911, like a striker fired 9mm, a full size gun. We're gonna go full size versus full size. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you probably have one magazine. So you're looking at anywhere. I'll even go with the low end of the deal here. We'll say it was a G19.
Let's say you're in California and you can only have a 10-round magazine.
No. We're not going to say.
Wait. Let's say you're in California and you can only have a 10-round magazine. Where does your argument go then, Todd?
Well, okay. Well, let's do that. So you got. So now, how many you got in your 45?
I've got 8 plus 1.
I've got
You've got 10 plus 1.
I've got 10 plus 1. I
Yeah.
still have 2 more rounds.
Right.
You go in there, you don't know how many people are in there.
Right.
Which gun you going to grab?
For me personally,
You can grab one.
I'm going to grab the 1911.
Why?
Now, this is just because
Why?
I'm familiar with it. Because I've shot it, I'm familiar with it. I trust it. Whereas, I wouldn't just want any 1911. I'd want my 1911.
Right.
Right? I'd want mine. I wouldn't want something else brand new off the shelf because I have no idea how it's going to behave, how it's going to
You're going to take it in there. It's going to freaking jam.
Not like Gordon Ramsay, right? No.
That's all those things
Oh.
do. Okay, you
but just because I've practiced with it and I'm familiar with it, that's why I would take it.
right. And I guess that's another way of looking at it. Okay, you
Right.
kind of ruined where I was headed with this. But that's one thing to look at. You know what? Shoot whatever you are comfortable shooting. So
Yeah.
I tell everyone, if you're going to carry a gun for self-defense, to people, what's the best caliber? What's the best caliber? I'm going to tell you 9mm. It's what I like to shoot. It's fantastic for me. I can shoot them all, but that's what I choose for a plethora of different reasons. But I tell everyone, you carry the largest caliber that you can shoot and are comfortable shooting proficiently.
Right.
Okay? And if that's 22 long rifle, so
There
be
it is.
So
Make it
be
so.
it.
Right,
It's
exactly.
better than throwing a rock at them. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
If that's 380, great. If that's 9mm, great.
Or
If
trying to
that-
scoop your own urine up off the floor and flick it at them because you're scared.
Exactly. But yeah, you shoot whatever you can shoot proficiently. The largest caliber you can shoot proficiently.
Yeah.
And if that's a 45, go for it. If that's a 40, I'm going to say that you're lying. Because I've seen a lot of people shoot 40s, and they just, most of them, probably 90% of them, can't shoot it well.
Now, granted, these are people that are brand new, right?
No, these aren't always
Is this
brand-
their
these-
first firearm?
These aren't always brand new people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
I'll give you
people.
that.
Well, we had a guy in. It was a while back.
Huh?
It was kind of funny in class, and he had an HK, and it was chambered in 40, and I was kind of like, oh, sweet, another HK. I don't see those come through class very much. So
was it a full size? Was it a compact?
I believe
What
it was a full size. It was a USP.
Okay.
And I think I got one of his mags here somewhere. He left it, but
In the bag that the guy left for you too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I used today. It was a nice
Yes.
bag, by the way.
True.
And he goes, hey, you like HKs? You want to shoot this? I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot it. Now,
Right.
I don't shoot in class, okay? I don't shoot in front of everyone because it's your class. That's why you're there.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to be one of those instructors that's going to shoot in front of you. And now do
Yeah.
this. Watch me shoot. Bang, bang, bang. See how awesome that is?
Or no, see how awesome I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. Okay,
Right.
so he stayed after and he goes, "You shoot this. I want you to shoot this firearm after." Okay, so everyone cleared out, got their paperwork paid, and left. And he hung out with me and another guy, and my helper, my range guy. He helped me, and he's like, "Okay, you want to shoot this?" And he was explaining to me how this firearm worked. This is good.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're unfamiliar to it, I know how it works. But if you're
Right.
unfamiliar, explain it. It's
You shoot an
it's a
HK
safety
too.
thing.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think he thought I was going to, and it's a 40 cal. I think he thought I was going to pick it up and shoot that thing like crap. I really think he did. This guy, he talked himself up, which is fine. Do what
Right.
you want to do. This is why I don't like shooting in front of people. I grabbed the firearm. He showed me how to run it. No problem. I shot it. Shot it well.
Yeah.
Dropped the magazine out of it. Locked the slide back. Slide had locked back. Handed him the firearm. Said, "Hey, I like shooting that." He looked at me. He looked at the target. He looked at the other guy. He looked at the target. He looked back at me and goes, "Okay, I got to go."
How big was your group, Todd?
It was
Just-
pretty
just
small.
tell us.
It was a pretty
Yeah?
small group.
Were you putting bullets through the same hole like you do with your 9mm out
I
here?
was shooting effectively.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But I like to shoot. That's my thing. You give me
Yeah.
a rifle,
yeah.
screw the rifle. I could kill my deer, dude, and it'll probably take me 3 or 4 shots with a rifle. I do not shoot. You've seen me shoot
And then
a
you'll
rifle.
have to run out and club it with the.
Yeah. You've seen me shoot a rifle, Dean.
Yeah.
I've seen you shoot a rifle.
yeah,
When I need to
fine.
sight my rifle in, who do I call?
You call me. Yeah.
I call you because you can shoot it better than me, and you'll get it dialed in, and then say it shoots. If it doesn't shoot right now, it's your fault, Todd.
Right. Yeah.
So, I like shooting handguns, so I
Yeah.
shoot handguns.
Yeah.
I don't shoot rifles. Anyhow, I don't want to dwell on that. Most people in class, they never see me shoot. I shoot on my own out here with you or Norm or whoever happens to be out here at the time. But
Right.
anyhow, I choose a 9. If 40s work for you, you're a superhero, I guess. If 45 is for you, that's fantastic.
You know, I was impressed today, bringing my my 1911 and then this Smith & Wesson that my dad had. And the difference in recoil, the grips to me felt about the same. They're pretty large grips on both the 1911 and this Smith. And the recoil didn't feel that much different between the two. At least to me, and for what I felt.
Between your 45 and that 9?
Yeah.
You know, I think what...
The 9 was really, it's pretty light.
It is. I think the 45 probably had more recoil just because of the nature of the round itself, more powder and ballistics. But I think what it is it was pretty light, but they're both metal guns. Yeah. This is back. There's no plastic on that 9mm, right? There's no plastic.
No, but it's aluminum.
It's aluminum, but
so
still,
it's
still a metal gun. So I think it distributes the recoil
a little different.
Yeah.
Now there was a
guns.
Big difference though between we did shoot your Smith & Wesson M&P.
Yeah.
Right? Shield.
Shield 45.
It's a mini.
It's my jogging gun.
It's a single stack 45, and it was kind of sharp to shoot. The recoil, it was a little bit snappy.
It jumps a little.
Yeah.
It jumps a little.
The weird thing about it, I don't know if it was because of the grips, the stipling on the grips, but it felt like it wanted to jump straight up instead of a big push. Like
it does.
Like a 1911.
Well, they're little. There's just not much weight there. There's not much weight there at all.
Yeah.
It did jump. I think I had a couple flyers.
And it's got a narrow, the handle on it that you grip is pretty narrow.
It's narrow.
Yeah, and the 1911 is a little bit
so
wider.
If you got small baby hands like you.
Yeah, I got baby hands.
But other than that, that's we kind of had a caliber debate going on there.
Yeah, that was this good deal. Yeah.
So we had someone fill in for you last week.
Right. I thought he did a fantastic job. Eric did great.
Eric at Napa.
Yeah. Kudos to Eric. You did awesome.
Yeah, he sounded good. He told his stories.
He was articulate. He was well spoken.
I think he could have
just good vocabulary.
He got on me about not having
grammar,
bullet points, and notes hanging on the wall. Did you hear that part?
Oh, yeah.
He was all irritated with me.
Right.
But no, I think he doesn't know it yet. I haven't asked him, but I think he's going to be maybe the second co-host.
Yeah, whenever he can show up, that'd be great.
Yeah, you can show up. He can stop in any time, be on the show.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That way, if you're sick or he's sick or whatever, it's not just me shouting into this mic because I have no one to argue with. There's nobody here.
Right. No.
So, anyhow, what did you do this week besides today in the Second Amendment or the world of shooting or whatever?
Yeah, I read those articles you sent me, and then
you were sick.
I was so sick this week. I got the cold from the ninth circle of Dante's hell. It was a rotten cold.
Well, I got some wipes in the next room, and I'm going to sterilize disinfectant wipes after you leave. Yeah. What did I do? I didn't do much of anything. I actually scheduled a lot of people for my next upcoming class.
Yeah,
is going to be on the 3rd, and so I'm getting that scheduled. It's not full yet, but it's getting full. And I had a gentleman call me, and he works for a place in town. A big company in town. He has a lot of his people in this company that want to take this class. So he actually scheduled their own class toward the end of next month.
Exclusively for their company.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I might add a few people in there, but he has like 18, 19, 20 people or something that want to take it. And that's before they actually went home and talked to their spouses to see if their spouses might want to take it.
Come too, yeah.
So business is picking up. People are wanting to take classes. This coming Saturday, I actually have a full day filled full of 2 different groups coming in the morning for like a Bullseye style class, and just the basic beginners class in the afternoon.
Nice.
So it's nice. This coming Thursday, I have a buddy of mine, a friend of mine that I met in my off-road club that I've got that I joined. Him and his wife are going to come over, and they're going to do a basic Bullseye type shooting type class with me Thursday evening.
Tell me, Todd, what's Bullseye? Explain that.
When I say Bullseye, it's just it's almost just like a beginner's class. You come in, I'm assuming you already know how to shoot to a certain extent. We go over safety. We talk about what we need to, all the safety rules and on the range and all that stuff. And we look at what you're shooting. And then I watch you shoot a little bit, load a few, shoot a few, kind of see where you're at. Supposedly you already know what's going on. And then I take the class from there and we work on the basics. So I see how you're doing. Maybe work on your stance, your grip, kind of tighten up your shots. Maybe you say, hey, I can shoot, but I always pull up and to the left or up and to the right, or I'm flinching. How do I get over this flinch? And we work on that. So it's just about working on
how to tighten your grips.
marksmanship, I guess.
Gotcha, okay.
And then I have my beginner's class, which maybe you've never fired a gun before. Maybe you fired a gun very little. Maybe you're looking for a gun to buy, and you just want to come and shoot my guns.
Yeah.
And we go over safety, and we basically do the same thing, but I start you a little further from the beginning because you might be brand new. And we'll go over gun parts, how the gun works, ammo parts, how ammo works, everything. Because if you're strained, you need to know it. You need to understand how it works, or it could be a danger to you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The basic safety things of what do you do if someone hands you a gun to look at? Right. Well, you need to drop the magazine, clear the gun. How do you handle it? Where you point it?
Right.
All that stuff.
Don't put your hand in front of it.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, you would be amazed. You would be amazed at some of the stuff I see. But they're almost the same class. But I tell everyone when you're getting a private class, it's going to be like 2 to 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I tell everyone bring like 100, depending on. Once I get the feel for you, 100 to maybe 150 rounds. We may or may not shoot all those. Most of the time, we do not. But they're there because maybe you're a quick study, or maybe you're better than what you told me, and we shoot more and more and more. But I tailor the class to that individual. So someone will call me and tell me what they want.
Yeah.
So we plan on that. They show up. I figure out where they're at, and then we move from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That way they're not learning something they already know.
know.
Every class we touch on safety.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to start you out showing you exactly how to use the sights if you've been shooting for 40 years.
Yeah.
So I tailor it to whatever somebody needs.
Well, nice.
And then when the weather gets warm, we're going to be outside again. I did talk to Mike. He's working on that shotgun class.
Nice.
And he's looking forward to doing some more classes. And,
that'll be fun. Yeah.
So I'd like to do one of those a month.
Yeah.
But this weather's got me all crazy to go outside and
shoot. This has been just a bizarre winter.
So
it's been so nice this winter up here.
It's
unbelievable.
Good shooting weather.
Yeah.
And the rock chucks are getting out.
You saw some rock chucks?
I saw some rock chucks. Time to bust the rifles out. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, just we had the big news story.
Yeah, that's
the big, the almost upsetting, very upsetting actually news story where that guy shot. I don't even know the total. I think he shot numerous people. I think 15 or 17 have died. Yeah. That school shooting down in Florida.
Yeah.
Very sad deal, and that we even talked about on the radio show. And I don't. To be honest with you, we discussed it here, and you maybe have different feelings than me, and I don't know what the answer is. I've thought about this all week. I read lots of articles on it, and I actually was at work on Friday before the radio show, and I got done with my counselor early, and I was just kind of chilling in my work truck in a parking lot, hanging out, and just kind of thinking about stuff, thinking about the week, and reading articles. And I spent some time looking on Facebook and hearing everyone's take of what happened and what should be done, and people were fighting and whatnot. And it's just a repeat of the same exact thing. And I stated this on the radio show, and I'll state it here. It's when something like this happens, you have the left screams for more gun control. Okay, the right over here, they talk about having armed people in the school, or they just try to yell at the left for screaming about gun control. You have people wanting to arm vets and put them in the school. You have people talking about mental health. You have this and that, and all these same groups. The NRA comes in, tries to trade away your freedoms for something else.
Yeah.
But all these same groups do the exact same thing every time a shooting or an event like this occurs. Whether it be a school shooting, whether it be the deal in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Everyone does the same thing. And you know what? We just scream, we fight on Facebook, and nothing ever gets taken care of.
Right.
Nothing
gets
gets achieved
that makes our kids any safer in their schools.
And it's not talked about again until it happens again.
And what's terrible is even the things that they're suggesting that we must do, the laws that we have to enact, none of those things, not one of them, would have prevented any of the shootings that have gone on. Nothing. It's
true, and it's frustrating, and I don't even know what to think. And I don't want people to tune away from this podcast because I'm just going down the list in my head, and I'm sitting in my truck, and I'm thinking about these. And I'm like, well, someone said, take away the guns. We need take away the guns. Why should we sell these rifles? You know what? I don't. I have an AR. I've got a black rifle. I got an AR-15. It's in my safe. I haven't got it out in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
It's not. I just don't. I'm not a rifle guy.
I've
so
got
you know
a good buddy that's the exact same way. He bought an AR-15 because and he's never shot it.
You know, take it away.
Yeah.
Take it away. Take away the guns. Will that solve anything? You know, a part of me, I just kind of played this out. Okay, I'll get on that bandwagon. Take away all the guns.
Okay.
Take them away. Do what you want with them. Take them away. They're just going to find something else.
Then the only people that will be armed are criminals.
Yeah, you're still going to find something else. There's knives. There's bombs. There's lead pipes. There's whatever. Okay, that's there. So
wait, Todd. I thought this school was a gun-free zone.
well, you know
How in the hell did this guy get onto campus with a gun? It was a gun-free zone.
Exactly. So,
Son of a...
that's right. Well, you know, I've said this for years, and I've put it on Facebook, and it's true. Gun-free zones, whether it be a school or wherever it is, gun-free zones, in my mind, are state and federally mandated killing fields. That's all they are.
True.
That's all they are. You're trapped there. You can't defend yourself. So I'm not for getting rid of all the guns. I just was trying to put myself in some of these situations to figure out what we could do. You know,
at this point in our nation's history, that we're so steeped in self-defense, and there are so many firearms in this country. There is absolutely
You're not gonna
no
get rid
way.
of them.
There's no way they will ever get it. You'll have civil war if they try to come and take away the weapons.
How did this kid get into this? He got into the school and he pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah.
And then he got everyone out, and that's the easiest.
Right, gets
way.
him into the halls, so he
How
has
did
just
he
targets.
get into the school with an AR-15? It probably is stated there somewhere. How did he get into the school? I can go, for example, and I'll throw this out there because I think it's fantastic. My kids used to attend a school in Twin Falls, Xavier Charter School. Your kids go there.
Yeah, my kids go there now.
And we pushed for concealed carry.
Uh-huh.
Didn't go through. Stupid liberals. Didn't go through, but I went back there the other day because I had to drop some money off. My kids still shoot on their trap and skeet team.
Okay, yeah.
And I had to drop some money off at the office. And I went up there, and the doors were locked. You can get into the front vestibule.
Yeah.
But you got to go in there, and you got to
talk to them. Push the button and talk to someone.
Let them know why you want in that school.
Yeah.
And then they let you in. Why wasn't that in it? No one saw him walk in with a rifle. I'm not saying take the rifle away, but where's the security? Yeah. I send my kids to school. Okay, it's kind of I think it's a lot. If I didn't send my kids to school and I didn't homeschool them, I'd get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a mandated thing. I send my kid. I have to educate my kids somehow. I choose to send them to the public schools, which may or may not be a bad decision. Mm-hmm. So I send them to school. You want to be responsible for them. You want to take care of them. You want to feed them lunch. You want to educate them. You want to make them a good citizen. You want to protect them while they are out of my care. Then protect them while they're out of my care. Either arm your teachers, let someone in there carry, put up locked doors, cameras, buzz-in systems, bulletproof glass. I don't care what you do. But if you're going to protect my kids there, you protect them the way I protect them at home.
Right. Secure the campus. Yeah.
Makes sense to me. My house is secure. My kids let me know that you were coming down my driveway this morning or this afternoon before I even. Someone's always watching.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. I know who's who's in and out of my property. Okay.
Right.
Why you can't buzz somebody in?
I don't know.
I don't understand. Now, would that have stopped this? It may have slowed the person down.
He would have had to come through the front door then.
You know, I was reading an article. I don't even have the article. I read so many articles I couldn't keep track of them all.
Yeah.
They talked about another shooter somewhere else that had looked. I don't even know how long ago this was, but he staked out this school for quite a while, and he was watching it, and he decided not to hit this school and went elsewhere. And he did that because there was too much security at the school. It was too hard to get in and out the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
But so we need to detour them somehow.
The shooter in Aurora, Colorado, that shot up the movie theater. There was a movie theater closer to his house, but they had better security.
Yeah.
So he chose specifically this theater because
the soft
it was
points, the weak points, the soft targets.
It was a gun-free zone.
Just boggles my mind, and we're not here to find the answer today.
Right.
We're not here. We're just here to discuss it and kind of our feelings on this. And I'll be honest, I think this podcast today has the stuff we talked about. We have our pre-podcast meeting. We haven't even touched on the stuff we really talked about.
Right. We've gone
It
off,
just
yeah.
it is what it is. I think we're both passionate about this, and it's just something needs to be done. We don't know what, but something needs to be done.
And the atmosphere in our country right now is so volatile that it's almost impossible to have a conversation about it because people are so passionate about it, so angry, and there's so much misinformation out there, especially in the media, and I hate to say it, on the left. I mean, I hate to be a partisan like that, but really, it's just unbelievably untrue.
Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of idiots on the right too.
Absolutely, yes.
A lot of them. A lot of them.
In fact, I refuse to register as a Republican anymore. I register as an independent.
Yeah, you know what? I don't register as a Republican either.
You don't want your name on a list so they can come take your guns?
Libertarian.
You know, right.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's the way I see myself. A right-leaning, but anyhow, we won't get it.
Anyway,
we won't
go down that road.
Political stuff going on. But
I was reading an article, or heard about this article, about how Israel takes care of business. So Israel has had, in 1973, they had a school shooting. What happened was a terrorist came in and started shooting the place up. Right after that, they made some common sense changes. What they did is they started not arming the schools, but they locked down the schools with better security, just like you're saying.
Right.
And then they also started training their teachers. And so their teachers now carry. Not all of them, but those that go through the special training.
Right.
Since 1973, then, they've only had 2 school shootings. And in both times, the perpetrator was taken down almost immediately by good guy with a gun. Someone that had training, someone that volunteered to be there. Teachers, of course. It was the teachers. It was made voluntary. They got proper training, and they took care of business.
And I don't think that, there's some teachers out there that aren't going to want that responsibility, I guess.
Right.
They don't want to, and that's fine. But you have some in there anyhow, and you keep people, keep them guessing. Keep the bad guys guessing.
Oh, right.
Have somebody in there.
Yeah.
Now, but you need more than one. At this school in Florida, from what I read, there was a resource officer at the school. And
how big was the campus? 45 acres?
Yeah,
45 acres campus. One guy. How's he gonna?
How's he gonna cover
that?
it all?
How's he gonna secure that?
So I think the biggest problem with public schools, it's all about money. So you got public schools that are publicly funded. They're funded with tax dollars. Mm-hmm. So the lowest item on most schools' expenditures is going to be security. That's just the way it is.
They want the kids to graduate so they can get their government grant.
Right. If there's one thing you want to use my tax dollars for, use it for security. Use it to make my kids safe.
Right.
Okay. I'm sure people are gonna. My brother would smack me up alongside the head if he heard me say this. You know what? Cut a freaking sports program and secure the kids. I don't care if my kids play soccer. I don't even care if they play freaking basketball. I want them to come home to me at the end of the day.
Right. In one piece and not emotionally scarred.
Yeah.
Or not dead.
Yeah. And so, in my mind, I know it's not simple. I won't say it's easy. It's not simple.
Yeah, it's not going to be simple.
And we could go down the path of mental health.
Right.
A lot of these shooters, they have mental problems. They're, maybe they're on some kind of medication. Maybe they're not. Maybe they come from a broken home. I don't know. They've all had some kind of weird, messed up past.
Right.
And
this is a new phenomenon in our country in the last several decades.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about before the show, this didn't happen 30, 40 years ago. I mean, it was much more rare. It did happen, but it was so rare.
Well, and I think the family values and stuff are there, and society as a whole, we raised a lot more people that were responsible and cared about what happened, and they knew the values. And nowadays, we don't, man.
Yeah.
You sit your kids in front of the TV, you set them in front of a violent video game, or they just don't have any role models, or we don't hold them accountable for anything. Everyone gets a ribbon, everyone gets a trophy, and they're just gimme. And I don't know. I'm probably irritating all 15 listeners.
Especially the Swedes.
Hey, we're in Egypt now.
Right.
So, anyhow, I don't know what the answer is. I think it all comes together as one. And it just wasn't this way 30 years ago. And as a society, we've
lost responsibility and we've lost work ethic.
I want to blame the shooters because it's their fault too. But as a society, I think we kind of help build what is happening right now.
Yeah. It is the shooter's fault. It's not the gun's fault. It's absolutely the shooter's fault.
Oh, yeah. It's not the gun's fault. It's the shooter's fault.
Oh, gosh. And I've read a couple stories this week that just... when they brought that dirtbag forward to be arraigned the next day, his little defense lawyer standing there saying, oh, he's broken. He feels terrible about what happened. He's a broken person. even there are plenty of people in this country that are broken, that have been through much worse things than he does, and they don't go shoot up their school.
He shot up the school. He then went and bought a soda, and I think they found him in a freaking McDonald's.
Yeah, he was chilling at McDonald's, yeah. Goes to Subway, buys a drink, then walks over to McDonald's and just chills.
How broken was he?
Right.
He had time for a soda
knew
and
exactly what
a freaking
he
Big
was doing.
Mac.
Right.
It was McDLT. Did
Yeah.
they make those? McRibs.
McRib.
But
For special time only.
That's right. But no, he knew what he was doing. And today it just came out that he said he would plead guilty if they took the death penalty off the table. You just killed 17 people, dude.
Gosh. And they've got it on video.
Yeah.
He's got no case. No, it just made me sick to see his defense lawyer sitting there just poo-pooing about what a damaged person this was.
Yeah.
You know what? No. Even damaged people don't do this. Absolutely not.
Did you see the video? You're not on Facebook. I should have seen. There's actually some videos that some kids took.
Yeah.
With their cell phones
In the classroom
during the shooting. They saw people. You didn't see anyone getting shot, but you heard them screaming and you heard the gunshots and the kids scattering. And I'll send those to you. It's pretty intense. I've actually posted. I posted that article on my Facebook page, a Patriot Defense Facebook page, and you can check it out. But I think that leaves a whole nother discussion, which we may consider for the next show, or maybe do a little more research on what to teach your kids if they're in a situation like that.
Yeah.
So, we want them to security at the schools, but we need to educate our children on the best thing to do.
Right.
Do they need to run? Do they need to scatter? Do they need to fight? What do they need to do?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to equip our kids, and I'm not talking with knives or guns, but there's maybe certain things we can give them to carry in their backpack, which they already have.
Well, have you heard the bulletproof backpacks are a big thing now?
They are, and I saw another person give their little rubber door stoppers, like the little wedges, to keep the door, hold the door open. Get those, and one guy taught his kids if they have to go into a closet or a room, it may maybe not stop them, but it'll slow them down, wedge those underneath that, so it's hard to get that door open. Right. So that's something else to think about. There's different things that you can do
find a way to barricade yourself if you're going to hunker down and hide. Yeah.
Run, fight, hide.
Yeah.
Or run, hide, fight is
fight.
what it is. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I've taught, and we could touch on that later on too.
True.
I'd like to go down and do that. In fact, I'll pull out the old. I'll send you the old PowerPoint that I've done on active shooters, and we can take a look at them. Yeah. And the stats will absolutely amaze you.
Right.
But we'll have to look into that. But other than that, I think that's probably enough today on that. Right.
That's some heavy stuff too.
It is.
It just makes your heart heavy. These idiots think that they have to do something like this to get attention, to get help. I don't think so.
So anyhow, now I don't even know how do we finish off now.
Boy,
we don't.
Boy. So
I'm gonna say that Eric, you missed out. You were invited today, but you felt like you had to go to your day job and
he wasn't
earn
paying
a freaking paycheck. You didn't want to come over and do the podcast for free, because if anyone thinks we make money off this podcast, they are sorely mistaken. I think you might have.
What if we get 5 stars? Does that mean
maybe?
Do we get like some cryptocurrency or something?
We might get some Bitcoin. Right. So yeah. I handed out the podcast today to a gentleman. This guy coming over to shoot. He said he was going to listen.
Hey, just out of curiosity, what did he bring to shoot?
G19.
All right, good for him. Okay.
G19. And he's actually friends with another guy that I know, and they're part of kind of this church organization. And they I forget what they call themselves now, but they go and they actually go out and they preach to people, but they will go if like your kid goes missing or is kidnapped or gets drug into the as a sex slave or a prostitute or whatever. They go down to California and they will actually rescue these people. And,
really?
Yeah. And so they're all equipped.
He's got some good stories.
They go out on like missions and all kinds of stuff, and they've gone down to Africa. And they've done a lot of crazy stuff. So
interesting.
I'll say this guy's name, but Chad Montgomery is my friend. I don't know if he listens to this. Problem. No one listens to it. He lives over in Jerome, and he's part of that. It's a pretty neat deal. So he was pretty outfitted. He had a nice gun, real nice holster, and we were working on some more advanced style moves, just because he knew the basics, and so we were messing with some draw and shoot type stuff, just for fun.
Right. Always good to try new things.
Yeah, I kind of had some fun. So I tell you what, I shared this podcast with him. He was going to take a listen. I sent this to my buddy in Kansas. He's going to take a listen, and so I'm going to challenge all 12 listeners to share this with a friend this week.
Even you guys in Egypt.
Yes, pass the good word. We got 2 listeners in Egypt.
And Japan.
And
the UK. And Germany.
Yep.
But you Swedes, I mean...
Swedes, I think they might be the highest number. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh. After everything you've said about Swedes.
They're holding strong. You know where I want to see... you know where I want to see this go?
Where's that?
I'll tell you what. We have a few listeners now. A few. And I'm going to put this out there right now. If I can get somebody in Australia to download this podcast, and it shows up on my little
on your counter
analytics counter thing that I go to that's supposed to be professional, and Australia lights up, even just one listener, if Australia lights up, I will give away a hat. We'll have a drawing.
You probably just give it to Eric the next time you go to Napa.
I will give away a hat. Maybe no. I'll tell you what.
Whoever you are in Australia, if you download this, send Todd an email.
We're sweet. Yeah,
and Todd can send you a hat.
We're gonna sweeten the pot up. Okay, if you're local. I will send you a hat overseas. I don't care. But if for some reason I draw your name, we'll have a drawing. If I can get...
We don't even know who's listening. You're just making this shit up.
Good.
I'm going to pass out. I'm laughing so hard.
I'm trying to advertise, Dean. Okay. Whatever. I want to light Australia up.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Todd.
If the listeners would let me know who they were, I could give them free stuff. So, anyhow, whatever. I want to get a listener in Australia. But share this with your freaking friends. Rate it, review it, subscribe to it, give it 5 stars. If you want to be, I don't know, if you got a comment for the show, maybe you want to share your self-defense story, we'll have to read it because I don't know how the hell to hook my phone up to this thing. I barely can run this machine in here as it is.
We would love to hear from some of our listeners. That'd be great.
You can email me at patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. Send me that email, man. One of these days, I check all the time. I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to be so freaking happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll totally make my day.
I got to figure out how to give stuff away, man. This is getting ridiculous. Eric's going to win everything. He's like the only person I freaking know. He's the only one we know.
Well, we got my friend Coy in Minnesota. Or no, Wisconsin. He's in Wisconsin. I'm so sorry.
His name's Coy?
Coy. Yeah,
Coy. Do you know anyone in Australia?
Right. Yeah. Tell your friends in Australia. And you know Thad, our listener in Washington.
Thad. I know my buddy Paul listens.
Yeah.
Glenita listens.
Yeah.
Do you guys know anyone in Australia?
Right.
Anybody?
Once in a while, my friend down in Arizona, Mark, will listen.
It's a big damn state big damn country down under. It needs to be. I need to light it. It needs to be freaking white on my map. I want an Australian listener.
Okay.
Put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah, or whatever language you speak down there in Australia.
Aborigines.
Jeez.
Okay, whatever. We're done here. I think it's time to end this, Dean. I'm hungry. Time for dinner.
I'm loopy.
Talk to you later, Dean.
Later.
See you. Bye.
Okay.
Let's see how this works once I can figure out this stupid machine over here.
Right. Today, this week, I got the Happy Nuts Award from work.
The Happy Nuts Award?
Happy Nuts. I had a guy come in and talk to me for a half hour about his genitals. Yeah, it was impressive. 21-year-old that was all worried about his junk.
21-year-old that was worried about his junk?
Worried about his junk. 21 years old.
Did he have bad junk or good junk?
It was fine. It's like, no, feel it. This one's bigger than the other one. No.